card, all you need is this die set and this companion stamp set from the annual catalog from Stampin' Up. The dimensions of this cardstock are 3.5 by 4 7/8. This one is 4 inches by 4 eighths, and this one is 2.5 inches by 4 7/8. Before we cut these pieces, we're going to want to score them because once they're cut, as you can see here, they're fairly fragile, and you're going to want to have a little edge that you can score and fold over and add adhesive to so that it will adhere to the side. Do you see how they're folded over and attached? So let's score them. Because these pieces are cut at 4 7/8, I have a 1/4 inch on each side. Now it's time to use the big shop machine. As you'll notice, this is the largest house, and this is the second size of the cardstock, and this is at 3.5. And what I did is I butted one end all the way to the edge over here because I want them to be to cascade behind one another. So if I push the back or the largest all the way over, then I can kind of shift them and they're more visible in the background. So I also want this rooftop to be parallel. So now we have these 3 pieces and we have our base, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to trim away. Super simple. I'm going to follow this curve and that can be discarded. So here we have our 3 pieces and our basic background. For this project, I chose to do one of the ovals, and I chose the largest oval from the Layering Ovals Framelit Dies. You can use just about any shape you want, a circle, a square. You just want to make sure that the opening is large enough to fit all the pieces. I'm using, and it's kind of hard to see with the camera, but I'm using the marks. Not only did I make pencil marks, but I'm also using the marks on my trimmer. The beautiful thing about this trimmer is you also have a little guide right here as well as right here, and it serves as a bumper. I'm going to raise my arm up. I'm going to put it at the 1/4 inch mark, and then I'm going to press it in and carry it down to I get right there. And then I'm going to do the final side. here we have our opening, and you do want to be sure that you're cutting the opening on the same side that you have the 1/2 inch score line, because when this wraps around, that will be in the back and your hole will be in the front. Now it's time for the assembly. I am going to need some tear and tape, and I just happen to keep all of my adhesives in one of these great containers. I absolutely love them. Your bone folder can be your best friend. So I'm going to go ahead and fold on all the score lines and just give it a light burnish. Again, a huge thank you to Liz, who introduced me to this wonderful project. And the fact that I had this set was just fabulous. Okay, so this is ready to go. And what I'd like to point out, and yes, I will be erasing my pencil lines, but what I'd like to point out is that when this is all said and done, this whole thing folds flat. Everything folds flat and can go right into an envelope. It's really pretty cool. And then you can just mail it just like a regular letter. And then when the person receives it, they can pop it up. Okay, so now let's go ahead and give all of these a little fold. I don't know if the bone folder is as... You would remember that this spine right here is 1 inch wide, and these pieces are 1/4 inch. So that will give us plenty of room to stack them, and that's really what we want to do. And what we're also going to do is use this 7/8 piece to stack them on, and then this piece will adhere to the inside and to the inside, which will make it so easy for assembly. So these do not get scored. These are ready to go. And let's get them in the correct order. Okay, so this is the piece that it has the smallest houses, and therefore it will go the furthest back. So if this is my side, I want to make sure that that edge is all the way back, and I'm going to stack it. I'm going to go ahead and add the embossing on the background. I'm going to want to make sure that I put my Santa right about there. So the beauty of this is that all of this can be trimmed away, and you can place it exactly where you need it. So let me get my Versamark. Let me grab my embossing buddy again, because that's definitely important. And I'll need some black embossing powder. So now I've gone ahead And my embossing's done. My card is ready and off the bottom based on where I wanted it to go. So now I can go ahead and assemble the card. Pick it up. And because of the way that the script is, it doesn't have to be exactly straight. And that works. Clean my stamp. And now I can assemble. So let's start it. Get it in there. Let's wrap around. The last piece I'm actually going to fold it and then come down on it and adhere it. And in this way, you know that it's going to lay flat when you put it in the card. And there's the card. I think it came out really good. Now you could also add a ribbon to it. So there you go. Here's my first prototype where I realized the placement of Santa really does matter. Here's my next one that I did a lot like Liz's project, but I changed it up a little bit with an oval. I utilized the additional die that came with the set and added some stars to the background and a moon. And then this is the one we just did today. So as you can see, adding a ribbon makes a really nice touch. Adding a different sentiment works just as well. And if you pick up one of these little candles from your local craft store, you can also shimmy it right in the back. Place it just like that. And you have a wonderful glowing card to share with friends and family. Create from within and go get crafty today.